Ugachukwu, a warrior with a heavy heart, returns to his sister, the queen, after defying orders to kill the child. Exhausted and troubled, he recounts the difficult choice he made to leave the child in the forest rather than ending his life. The queen, overwhelmed by grief and desperation, pleads with Ugachukwu to return and rescue the child. Her tears and anguish drive him to agree to make one final attempt to find the boy, despite the risks. Ugachukwu ventures back into the dark, foreboding forest, driven by hope and desperation. The forest is eerie and silent, with twisted trees and ominous shadows. After an intense search, Ugachukwu returns, empty-handed, unable to find any trace of the child. He delivers the heartbreaking news to the queen, whose sorrow is palpable as she collapses in grief. The scene closes with her anguished cries echoing through the palace. In the village of Odu, Okafor, the lone survivor, had returned with more than just wounds. He returned with a secret, one that would soon unravel the fate of his village. 7 days had passed since the battle. Okafor, the last of his warriors, stood before the king and elders, his heart heavy with the memories of war. His voice faltered as he recounted the slaughter of his brothers in arms and how he barely escaped death, chased into the heart of the evil forest by the relentless enemies of Okaiga, a neighboring village. Just as the last echoes of Okafor's words faded, the air in the palace shifted. Agbom Godo, the village seer, swept into the room, her eyes blazing with otherworldly knowledge. Her voice was low and foreboding as she spoke of the gods' warning, her words sending chills down the spines of all present. "The gods have spoken," Agbom Godo declared, her voice echoing through the palace. "The child you saved, Okafor, carries a great destiny, both of good and evil. He will bring fortune to some and ruin to others. Yet, his fate cannot be undone. Even the gods cannot see clearly through the dark clouds surrounding him. For your bravery, Okafor, and for the sacrifice you have made in protecting our land, this child shall be raised as yours," the king decreed. "Raise him as your own, and let the gods judge his fate." The joy of having a cry of a baby gladdens Nkem as tears rolled down his cheeks. She looked at the child and said, "She, the gods have give your true destiny and your fate is unknown. I shall call you Agadajidi."
He searches the soul, he sees everything.
As the sun reaches its zenith, Agadajidi and Princess Odono are seen playing together in the palace compound. Their laughter, though rare in these troubled times, brings a fleeting sense of normalcy. Agadajidi, now 7 years old, showcases his growing agility and strength, while Odono, with her small, delicate frame, moves with grace and playfulness. The palace gardens, though affected by the ongoing famine, still offer pockets of beauty and respite. However, the atmosphere of innocence is interrupted by the arrival of Akuni, the young prince from Odu. At 10 years old, Akuni exudes an air of arrogance and superiority, his demeanor a stark contrast to Agadajidi's earnestness. He strides into the compound, his gaze sweeping over the scene with disdain. Akuni, seeking to assert his dominance, approaches Agadajidi with a sneer. He mocks the child, deriding him as a cursed outcast and questioning his presence in the palace. The tension between the two boys escalates as Akuni challenges Agadajidi to a contest of skill, seeking to further humiliate him in front of Princess Odono. In the heat of their rivalry, Akuni and Agadajidi engage in a competitive game, a test of skill and endurance. Despite Akuni's initial advantage, Agadajidi's raw talent and determination come to the forefront. The game reveals the disparity in their abilities but also highlights Agadajidi's resilience and resourcefulness. As the game concludes, Akuni's mocking laughter fades, leaving Agadajidi with a renewed sense of purpose. The boy's resilience in the face of adversity is evident, and while the rivalry with Akuni has left its mark, it has also strengthened Agadajidi's resolve to rise above the challenges that lie ahead. In the next episode, the ripples of fate begin to reach far beyond Omoindi. In the kingdom of Odu, Okafor and Nkem struggle to keep their mysterious child a secret, even as whispers of his unusual arrival begin to spread. But back in Omoridai, all is not well. A growing unrest begins to stir, and the gods have not spoken their final word. Forces, both seen and unseen, gather strength as the prince's destiny inches closer to reality. When the past comes knocking, will those involved be ready for what the gods have in store? The storm is coming, and with it, the truth that cannot remain hidden forever. As the gods watch, only one thing is certain: nothing will ever be the same again.